We're going to use this to basically control all the lighting, the 5150 whips, the light bar, the mirror lights if we end up putting those on it, the ground lights on it, if I end up putting a cab light on there. Not sure if I will do that or not. And probably can even use this to power up a sound bar or something, because dude's into music, and I just want him to have the most fun he can on his side-by-side, but we're going to wait and make sure that he's got that thing under control first. But anyways, this thing's pretty sweet. It's got all kinds of different lighted modes, RGB control, does all kinds of stuff. And I can't wait. Oh, it's not even taped. I can't wait to use this. You can see there's all kinds of different stickers so that you can basically name all of your buttons exactly what it is. There is a ton of different stickers options on there, so that's pretty sweet. This here looks like the main brain. So this, I hope this is waterproof. This thing is waterproof. Makes me super happy. But that's the main brain. That's where I think we're going to tie all the lights and everything into. And then basically a wire is going to come from that to this switch that we're going to mount in the dash for Abel. And this is where he's going to control everything. So pretty excited. Oh man, check out that, dude. That's pretty nice. We got some miscellaneous bracketry. Some more. Oh my gosh, look at this. Give you a handy dandy little Phillips screwdriver. We got some fuses in there, some more hardware, and I imagine this is the wire that is going to go from the controller to the main brain. Master switch power cable, and some more bracketry. Very cool, very cool. Not sure we're going to need any of that since we have the other one over there. What we got here? Please use tea cover in rain or snow. Car wash or surfing at the beach. Hey, that's cool.
So cool.
And then you got your power and your ground wires, so that's sweet. Show you my plan with this. Here's that bracket I was talking about. So this is the Stay Flush RZR 200 aux beam bracket, and I'll put the link in the description for all this stuff too, just so if you guys are interested in any of this, it'll be easier for you to locate it. You don't gotta do a bunch of searching online. But this is gonna sit basically like this. I think there's a little bit of cutting I gotta do, and then this is gonna mount right in there. It's gonna be super nice.
Just a few minutes later.
I've already I marked my hole, I cut it with a utility knife, basically cut a square out in the dash, which left me with this razor piece. So yeah, I'll give that to Abel. He can do whatever he wants with that, but the flush mount is in, the aux beam is attached to it, and I gotta be honest, it looks really good. So super stoked about that. And then there's a hole right here in your firewall. I know you can't see it, but it's right there. It's right under this main harness that goes in. And I came up through there, and then I brought it up over the bar here so that it doesn't rub on that sharp plastic. And then, you know, I'll attach all this, I'll run this down, and basically gonna follow it over the side, around the side here, and I'll go into the main controller, and you know, we'll tie in when I get to that point. But I was debating on where I wanted to put this, and I think this probably is the best place for it, honestly. So I already have that mounted, and I double checked, made sure everything works. Clicks on there. Seat, it's got plenty of clearance. I already put that in there, made sure that was good. So I'm really happy with that. Looks good. Seems like it's gonna do the job. And the cool thing is, there's this hole already down there. I know you guys can't see it. Maybe I can, well, I don't know where my phone is. I'd show you with the flashlight, but there's a hole down there. My wires will probably come up through there. I'll bring them up through here and here, and tie right in. Should be beautiful. Now, what I'm about to do, attach the main accessory power, which they call the master switch power cable. Pretty cool little deal here. So obviously that plugs into this little 4-pin connection right here, and depending on what size fuses you have, they give you this little double fuse adapter, which is pretty sweet. And we'll get that out of there so you can see it better. Let's see, what size fuses do I got? So these are the fuses I have. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the lights accessory fuse, which is this one right here, the 7.5 amp. We're gonna pull that out. We're gonna plug this in. We're gonna take that 7.5 amp fuse. We're gonna plug it in here. So this will be a double fuse setup. And I'm basically just going to crimp this on the other end of this 4-pin connection directly to the main harness over here, control board, and this thing will only power up when the key's on. So that is going to be slick. I don't got to worry about Abel running the battery dead on this thing. And then I'm going to wire or pre-wire all the main power and ground. Won't tie it in, you know, obviously I don't do that. I'm not going to do that until all the wiring is done, but I'm just going to get it set in place where it's going to be. So, all right, I'm going to do that, and I'll jump back on here in a little bit and show you where we're at. I have the breaker, power bank, switch, power block, whatever it is you want to call it, right down there. Actually worked out perfect. Mounted that thing into the side plastic. Had to come through back here with a screw gun with a super long bit on it, and I was able to screw in the bottom of that. But I got all my powers, ran to that, obviously tied in, looking real good. Now, something I had to make a correction on. I told you guys that I was going to be able to use this thing and tie into one of these fuses, and that was going to be sweet. But as you'll notice here, if I'm not blocking it, what's going on? What's going on here? Oh shit! You know what? I'm gonna have to ground here. We're just gonna wedge the ground in there. Hopefully that'll work. But anyways, you'll see here, I got power. I got power. Everything's got power. These are all freaking spares. So there's no way to tie that thing in. And I really didn't want Abel to leave that thing on, run the battery dead, because the battery is probably not that good to begin with. I did some research, and on the programming plug, I just basically held that light on all the pins. I popped this thing out, put it in the top pins, and found out which one I had continuous power and which ones I didn't. And it was an orange wire on this. So I don't know if you can see, it's not focusing. Sorry about that, but you can see the orange in there. I basically put one of those clip switches on there and tied into that, and it's working perfectly. It's doing everything I needed it to do. So I'll give you some power here, and I will demonstrate that for you. So as you can see here, we have nothing. Turn the key on, boom, full power. So works perfect. It's not exactly what I wanted to do. The other way would have been a hell of a lot simpler, but nevertheless, I got it done and it works. And just to show you that this fits perfectly, look at that. I mean, it's gonna be great, love it. So, if you guys got any questions on this, feel free to hit me up in the comments. But as far as the controller, we are dialed. Thing is powered up and it's perfect. Now, all I need to do is unbolt that cage, get the cage on here, put the whips on the cage. I got a chase light on the cage. Gosh, I don't have a light bar. I gotta get a light bar. So I'm gonna have to measure that. I'm pretty sure this thing came with light bar tabs. I don't see them on here, which is kind of making me wonder, but I don't know. Hopefully it's in all that packaging and whatever over there. So all the parts for the cage that came with it. So we'll figure that out. But next thing I'm gonna do is clean up a little bit, get this cage on, and we'll keep on moving. 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, go, get her in there. Okay. Think I can get a bolt in?
It's close.
Shit. God dang, this is crazy. I mean, it's right there. Maybe it's got to come down. Push the bolt. I think that's dangerous. Go for it. I think it's in there. Now, if this goes on, that's a different story.
Dang, that bent a freaking stainless steel rim rod.
Holy crap, dude. Check that out. I'm sweating, boy. Hell yeah, good job, dude. Thanks. I knew you'd have the right tools, man. We got the cage on. Luckily, Ashton had some, what do you call them things? Ream rods. Just some ream rods, dude? Call them some ram rods. Oh, they worked. I was looking for something like that. Dude, I actually, before you got here, I was gonna try to use a freaking knife sharpener because I didn't have any. Oh, thank God you showed up. So Ashton had what we needed and we got her done. So I gotta be honest, I'm gonna back up so you guys can see this cage. But damn, does that look good or what? It's got just a great shape to it. I mean, I'm loving it. Really loving it. Oh yeah. She's stout too, I'll tell you what. It's awesome. Got the intrusion bars, enough freaking, you know, protection for Abel and whoever else he has in here. So I'm feeling really confident about this. I am getting pretty stoked about this little thing. She is coming together. Let me shut this door. I'll give you a little freaking insight right now. Got a couple more pieces on. Looks good. Looks so good. Looks good with the roof. I like that little freaking like little valance screen thing right there. Obviously with this cage, we're gonna be able to wrap the harnesses like this, which is cool. Seat rest or the headrest part of it comes up about here, so it will come down and tighten over top of his shoulders. Somebody had a gripe about that with our last setup, but really was nothing, so whatever. Hope you're happy now. Here's a bar. It's coming around his shoulder. Yippee! The chase lights built into this back wing, super sweet. My plan is to drill a hole right here in the cage. That's where my 5150 whip light's gonna come down in. That's where this light is gonna come down in. And then I'm right here in the process of drilling a hole in the bottom of this cage bar. And then I'll drill another hole right here and I'll come down through the plastic and I'll run everything over to the aux beam brain over there. And I'll basically do the exact same thing on this side to run this 5150 whip and then this chase light. And then with the aux beam, what's cool is that you can actually set this on whatever number or whatever I set it on. I can go into the app and then I can set it to where it'll flicker. So it'll be literally just like a chase light. And you can kind of adjust that with a little scroll bar and you can make it flicker super fast or you can make it just flicker kind of slow, whatever you like. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm digging that. I do have a Madigan Motorsports rear valance or cup motor cover, you want to call it, and it came black with like a raw aluminum like mesh grill. I didn't really like that too much, so I drilled that out and I already dropped it off at Lima Powder Coat. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the main piece white and then they're gonna do the mesh in red, so it'll match the front. Basically it's gonna look just like the front valance here, so pretty excited about that. I think my battery's about to die, so I'm gonna pause, switch it, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what it is. Something on the Sony camera. The batteries seem to be going super fast lately, and I don't run in 4K, so I'm not really sure why they're draining so quick, but whatever. Anyways, do you guys think running 4K is like a necessity? I literally run 1080, 60 frames per second. It's super easy to edit with and doesn't take a ton of data. And I don't know. I haven't really felt the need that I had to jump to 4K. So you guys let me know in the comments below. Do I need to start thinking about jumping to 4K or have the videos just been good and you guys don't really care? Let me know, curious. So we got the 5150 stuff started and the controller for it, the Bluetooth controller, I installed here. The cool thing about this is, and using the aux beam switch, I don't need the 5150 switch or their power harness, and that really saves me a lot of room with wiring because I gotta be honest, there is not a lot of room in the RZR 200 for wiring. And unfortunately, like with the 5150 kits, they send you, a wiring system, but they're all like 10-foot wires, and that's a lot of wire to hide. I actually thought about just cutting them all, trimming them to size, and making this super easy. But then I was like, I didn't want to take the time, nor did I want to have an issue, even though I love wiring and I usually go through all the procedures to make sure that I don't have any wire failing. So far, I haven't in everything that we've ever done. So, but anyways, tons of wire to hide. I'll show you right here. I have the two rock lights for the front, angled right here on this front system, and it works out pretty good. I used the little rubber pieces that they send with each rock light, and then I ran a skinny zip tie through them around the frame, and I think it's going to be perfect. It's literally angled exactly the way I want it, so should be cool. I'm excited about that. And like I said, I had to run all the wiring down the side. I took all the freaking the splitters, and I put them right here. So this one's marked blue. This is going to be my left side, and then this is my right side. So I'm basically going to bring everything from the front, everything from the back, down and around, and I'm hiding it right in here in this side channel because I'm kind of running out of space for stuff. So luckily the back will use up quite a bit of the wire, so there won't be too much more going back there. I don't know if you can see it, but here is the other rock light I'm pointing at right here. Hopefully we don't have any issues with the muffler being that close, but I don't think we will. And I'm not using the rubber pieces on the back, so I don't have to worry about that getting hot and melting or anything. And then here's this one right here. And I mean, it ended up perfect. Exactly where they're at. They're exactly where I would want them. I want them coming down, shining on the shock, making that spring kind of, you know, highlight that spring. And we're probably going to run red lights on this, and that's just going to highlight that and make that look super cool. But yeah, so the way that this frame is split, it gives room for the wire to come right on up, if you can see. Sorry the lighting under there is bad, but you can get the idea. And then I'll run these wires, I'll follow all that stuff down, and we'll end up over there on the driver's side. So I think that's going to be super neat. And what else? And obviously there's a cutout in the wing here. I'll put the 5150 mount here. We'll have the whips up. That's going to be fire. What else? And then we got a ton of Evo goodies. So there's a big box at the bottom there. Tons of Evo stuff in there. I got some Evo stuff right there, nameplates and whatnot. And then I think we can start putting this thing back together. Now, actually, before I do that, I will tell you, I'm kind of bummed. It's kind of my fault. I didn't think that it was originally, because I'm like, where are the brackets for the light bar? And if you look on their website and you're looking at the RZR 200 cage, it mentions certain things that are standard with this cage, and the light bar brackets were one of them. But I don't think that I mentioned that when I was ordering the cage and talking to the guy on the phone, which I really felt like I didn't need to, because it said it was standard, but I didn't get them, and it wasn't on my quote list. I went back to my email, checked that out, and realized it didn't state it, and I approved it. So really, I guess it's my fault. It's kind of a bum deal. A little more update on the cage as well, some information for you guys. The A-pillar right here, that is 1.5 inch, 0.95 DOM tubing, and then the V's and the center roof tube are 1.25, and that's still 95 wall DOM. So if anybody wanted to know exactly what the cage consisted of, there you go. But yeah, I'm pretty bummed, pretty freaking bummed about not making sure I had the light bar tabs on this thing, because, well, we're gonna take this thing to Glamis. And if you guys remember from one of our past Glamis videos, Jalen and Abel were running their RZR 200s, and they were running them for hours at night. So I anticipated putting one on here. So now I'm gonna have to figure something else out, because I'm still gonna get one on here. One way or another, I'm gonna make it happen. So I guess stay tuned for a later video. It's not gonna be in this initial build video. It'll be a separate video, because I definitely have a different light bar coming. No light bar that we've ever used before. You know, we've also had some, you know, I don't want to say donated, but we've had light bars given to us for, you know, to make videos of and whatnot. And this is another one. Not really sure if it's going to be a super sweet light bar or not, but we're going to do a review on it, because they're going to send it to us for free. But it does have a really cool feature that really makes sense for this. So I said, sure, why not? Send it to me. I'll make a video on it, and we'll check it out. But it's gonna be perfect for this.
Hopefully.
What else? I don't know. I don't think anything else right now. So freaking, I'm just gonna keep on wiring. I'm gonna start working on the rears. Unfortunately, I gotta take the wing off because, why do I have to take the wing off? Oh, because I gotta drill those holes in the cage. So once I get that done, I'll put it back on. Then I'll start mounting the 5150 mounts and start this wiring back here. Real quick before I start getting the wiring and whatnot, I popped that wing off of here and I zipped past this part. I didn't record it and didn't say anything. But since I have this popped up now, you guys see I went through and I put a bunch of this like window seal tape everywhere on every place that roof panel sits on. I think I got the roll here somewhere. Yeah, right here. So I basically just took this. It's a little thinner than some stuff that they sell and it works perfect. One thing I didn't do on the Ghost, I didn't do this, and I'll be honest, when I ride that thing, the metal, it's like rubbing and squeaking and oh, it's god awful terrible. So make sure anytime you're putting your roof panel on, if it doesn't already have some of this, go out and get it and put it on there. You're going to be happy you did, trust me. All right, another little tidbit. I just got my hole drilled back here for the wires to come out, and I like to take this stone bit and I always try to put a grommet on anything that I drill, if you guys can see that. But sometimes I can't, so I'll take this thing and I'll try to round the inside of that drill hole just so my wires aren't chafing and potentially gonna freaking cut open and cause us a problem. So most of the wires are gonna come out this direction, so I'm more concerned about this right side than anything. So I got that good. So it's rounded off. So if the wires come down and they're pulled this way to the hole I'm gonna put here, this is all rounded. There's not a sharp edge on the inside in there, so that helps out quite a bit. It's kind of smooth, but it's still a little sharp, and I'd hate to go through all this work and have something cut open, so I got my trusty micrometer out here. I like to go to where it just touches the inside barrel. So I think it's safe to say it's about 15. See where we're at. So we're at 14. So I think I'm just gonna drill a little bit more and make sure that we can use this and we won't have to worry about anything. What's up, Lex? What's going on? What are you eating? You got goodies for all of us? They got like 4 left.
Yeah, do you like crunchy peanut butter?
Crunchy peanut butter? Dude, I like all peanut butter. All peanut butter. You guys know, I like all the peanut butter. All right, guys, sometimes you gotta massage those grommets in there like that. But once it's in there, it's good to go. And you don't have to worry about anything. So pumped, that worked out good. Those wires are going to be well protected. Won't have anything to worry about. So, you know, if you got all the things you need to get that done, you really should take the time to do it, because it's just going to guarantee you down the road that you're not going to have any electrical failures or anything like that. It's just good peace of mind. So that's how I do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing up here. Whew, wire time. All right, everybody. It's been a couple days. Finally getting out here. I'm actually going to finish wrapping this thing up, get all this wiring done I was talking about. But you're going to have to wait to the next video, because I'm going to cap it off right here. So I do appreciate you guys following me on the RZR 200 build to this point. But stay tuned. I promise it's not going to be days and days and days and weeks. It's coming very soon. So stay tuned. And like I said, thanks again. White Skull is coming along. It's looking really good. Excited to get it done. So we'll see you here shortly. See ya.